front now, Democratic Congressman Adam Smith. He's the ranking member of the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman, what does it tell you that the Kremlin is saying there's no need to show evidence that Ukraine is behind this alleged attack?
It tells me that they're lying, and they're rather transparently lying about this. They wanted to derail the peace talks, and they wanted to, convince Trump that Zelensky was the bigger problem here. I mean, it's just incredibly transparent, and the depth of President Trump's cluelessness and not seeing that and misunderstanding what Putin is about and what he's doing at this point is very discouraging. It undermines the ability to get to peace and potentially undermines Ukraine's ability to defend themselves against Russia and Putin. I mean, it's obvious what Putin is trying to do here, and the President Trump, that is amplifying that. I mean, that is really concerning in terms of the overall issue of how do we get to an end to this war and protect Ukraine.
Trump was quick, as Elena noted in her report, to repeat Putin's allegation yesterday and initially suggest that he was taking Putin at face value. Let's listen to this moment.
I learned about it from President Putin today. I was very angry about it. You're saying maybe the attack didn't take place. It's possible too, I guess, but President Putin told me this morning it did.
And now the White House today is pointing to a call that U.S. officials had with Zelensky to talk through the allegation. Is spending time on this kind of thing exactly what Putin wants?
Yes. And look, let's be clear. There's only really two possibilities, and neither one is encouraging. Either one, Trump is an idiot. And he's, despite all the time he spent with Putin, he still doesn't understand what Putin is about. The fact that Putin is fundamentally dishonest. And what he wants is complete control of all of Ukraine. And the only way to end this war is to back Ukraine and make it clear that Putin's not going to get that. That's what's going to happen. I mean, President Trump has been putting all the pressure on Zelensky and none of the pressure on Putin. Putin is the one who started this war, and Putin is the one who could end it. But Trump seems completely oblivious to that. So it's possible that Trump is just that stupid. It's also possible that Trump has a different worldview in which basically the strong take what they want. Trump is talking about how the Western Hemisphere should be dominated by the U.S. He's, trying to do regime change in Venezuela. He's threatening Greenland and Panama and Canada. And maybe this is just his worldview. Putin is the strong man over there, so he can take what he wants. And why is that our problem? And that is even more troubling than the possibility that Trump is just too stupid to see very clearly what Putin is doing here. I mean, to rebroadcast this lie about an attack on Putin's residence. Usually the Russians have to work harder to spread propaganda in America. They at least have to put it online or somewhere people don't see it coming. They don't usually have the president of the United States being such a willing mouthpiece. So this is a big problem. And I hope the Trump administration figures this out and recognizes what everyone else sees in terms of what Putin is really trying to accomplish here.
You mentioned Venezuela, and CNN is reporting exclusively that the CIA carried out a drone strike earlier this month on a port facility in Venezuela that the U.S. government believed was being used by the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua to store and move drugs onto boats for shipping. How big of an escalation is this as you see it? What questions is this raising for you?
It's a significant escalation because it's an attack on sovereign territory, on the sovereign territory of Ukraine. It is an absolute act of war against a sovereign nation. Venezuela, sorry, yeah. Yes. Lot going on in the world. I apologize for that.
No worries.
Absolutely, it is. It's an act of war to attack sovereign territory, and also this is all without any congressional any congressional authorization, and also no clear imminent threat to the U.S. So where it goes from here, I think, is the thing to be concerned about, because Trump clearly wants to drive Maduro from power. Now, he's hoping that the blockade on the oil tankers, that the attacks on the boats off the shores of Venezuela in international waters, and other type of pressure will drive Maduro from power. Right now, that doesn't look like that's going to succeed. And if it doesn't, what is Trump prepared to do next? How far is he willing to take this effort at regime change in Venezuela?
Congressman Adam Smith, thank you so much for being with us tonight, and Happy New Year to you.